Hello, this is Gary Gardner again doing another video on our Israel trip coming up in June of 2027 next summer. This is my wife, Kelly Gardner, and she teaches math at the middle school. I think this coming year grades are going to change a little bit, but she's excited to be there. Just to give you a little history, we moved to Texas about 10 years ago. This will be year 11 coming up, to teach at Brook Hill. We had been to teach in different places. Mrs. Gardner had taught at several public schools and then at a private school for a long time, and actually became the principal there at the private school. Went back to public school, came to Tyler and was in the public school for a while, then 4 years ago came over to Brook Hill and is doing math and is loving just doing math and having seventh graders. But she's got a lot of experiences, and I was taught a lot of places, public schools and private, and taught a little college for a while, and so we've had a lot of experiences, and we're really excited to be here at Brook Hill.
Yes, yes.
So what we're going to do is kind of take you through the first day of touring. We kind of mentioned in the last video how we get there and we try to, keep you awake till 11. But basically we get there and we go to the hotel. It's usually on the coast in Netanya or Herzliya, somewhere like that. Those are just north of Tel Aviv if you look at a map. And they're suburbs of Tel Aviv. So today is going to be a little bit... We're not sure exactly where we're going to be on that first day. This is going to be things we usually do on the first day. We're still kind of nailing down that itinerary. And you'll find that in Israel, things are always, what is the thing from the movie? More of a suggestion than a rule.
Oh, okay, right,
Pirates
yes.
of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
So Kelly can remember one of the trips, I think it was our first one. We get there and we're touring that first day, and there's 3 buses that are following us around. We've got 28, 29 people on it. And the Moody Bible Institute from Chicago was there.
Yes.
And they were on the exact same schedule in the Galilee as we were. So on the second day in the Galilee, we flipped and did our afternoon stuff in the morning and the morning stuff in the afternoon. So schedules are always a little bit tentative when you're in Israel. You just stand by and you just make it work.
Right.
So on our first day, what we'll do is we'll leave that coastline hotel, and we'll drive north and up into the Galilee a little bit. And the first place we'll go is Caesarea Maritime. And, we've all heard of Caesarea from the Bible, but do you know what's important about Caesarea Maritime?
Tell me.
She probably does. She's playing with me. Okay, so Caesarea Maritime had 3 things that are big about it. It was the seat of the Roman government in the first century. So that's where they would have had their trials and things. It's where Paul was arrested and in prison for a while, but, that's kind of a low bar. Paul was in prison in a lot of places.
A lot.
But the big one, and this is so huge, y'all, is it's where Peter, Acts chapter 10, chapter 11, immerses Cornelius. And so
Right.
that's the gospel goes to everybody, not just you foreign no more. It's for the world, a light to the nations, a light to the Gentiles.
Good
So,
job.
thank you. She approves that. So that's that first stop, and there's a Roman aqueduct there, and then you walk through that, and you're actually on the beach. And we'll be there in the time
Very
of year
cool.
when the beach is very nice. And when you go to the beach, it's sand, but you can dig through there, and you'll find rocks. You'll find pottery shards. I found a little stone with a hole cut through it like it had been in a necklace, and it had a Hebrew letter on it. I've still got it in a thing in my room. Now, I'm sure it was modern, but I like to pretend it was from ancient
Could have
days.
been.
So
You
it could
never
have
know.
been. But
You never know.
so it's a really neat place. You'll see that. And it's an important place because our tour is the footsteps of Jesus, going where he was, walking where he walked. And we can remember taking our kids there in 2006 and getting ice cream and that kind of stuff with my kids. They remember the ice cream more than anything else.
Right.
So we'll be there, and that's about a 35-minute drive from the hotel. And all these little bus trips are close. It looks on a map like, oh, we're on the bus all the time. But I went through and timed the first couple of days.
Yeah, it's really not that long on the bus.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
they're.
So, you do have to be on the bus, but we've timed it. So there's another question for Kelly. She's ready for it. But Israel's really pretty small. Do you think Israel is bigger or smaller than New Jersey? What do you think?
Ooh, Jersey's pretty small. About the same size?
Real close, but Israel's actually can fit Israel in New Jersey, especially if you cut off the south where it's the Negev, where there's really not much down there. So these distances are really small, especially for Texans. We're used to long trips. So we'll leave there, and then we'll go to Mukaraka. So Mukaraka is Mount Carmel. This is where Elijah did his thing when he was up there, and the pagans were down below, and they had the idols set up, and they ended up killing 400 priests of Baal.
Right.
And if God is God, serve God, he says to the people of Israel. So we'll see that. There's some pictures we'll show you in the next video where you can see what these places look like. And that's in a Druze area. Druze, they're not Arabs. Well, they're Arabs, but they're not Muslims. They're not Christians. They're not Jews. It's a separate religion. And they're very, very loyal. So when they come onto a people, then they stick with those people. And so the Druze village there is where we'll also eat lunch.
Oh, okay. What kind of lunch are we looking at?
It's going to be an Israeli lunch.
All right.
So-
Good stuff. Good
And,
stuff.
yeah, so we'll show you pictures next time, but they've got.
Is that where we had the really good falafels that time, maybe?
I think so, but I get a little confused, and I couldn't find a picture of the restaurant I try to take us to online to see if that was
Okay.
the one, because there's several that
Right.
get blown up. But we'll do the Israeli lunch, and the lunch will be on you. Breakfast and dinner's on us. We cover that as part of your price. Then we've had lunch, and then that takes us to, we get on the bus and we go to Tel Megiddo. And Megiddo is Armageddon. And you've probably heard this, but Armageddon is really Har, which is mountain, Megiddo, which is a place, the mountain of Megiddo. And over time, Har Megiddo turned to Armageddon,
Okay.
And so it's kind of a good place. And again, you can look out over the Jezreel Valley, and that's where you see those Ezekiel wars and Revelation 19 fights over there in the Jezreel, and you'll see it. And from the top of that building that we're on in Mount Carmel, you'll look out over there and you'll see all of that. And that's important because so many people today feel like we might be close to
Right.
those days. You're going to see where that's going to happen. And then we get back on the bus and we go to the Nazareth village. And this is about a 30-minute drive. So in Nazareth, there's 3 things to look at. We usually do 2 of them, and we're going to be flexible with you guys and let you pick which 2 you want to do.
Okay, that'll be good.
But one of them is easy. On the way out, we stop at the highest point outside of Nazareth, and we get out there and we look out over, and we realize that this is probably the spot where they took Jesus and said, okay, we're mad at you for what you said is blasphemy. We're going to throw you off this rock. And he walked through them, and they couldn't do it. So that's the place, the actual place. Right.
That we'll get to see. Right.
And then in Nazareth itself, there's 2 spots worth going to. One is the church that's been built over the site where they feel like it might be the actual site where his house was. No archaeological evidence, but it's a tradition. And then the other is Nazareth Village, which isn't something historical, but what they've done is about 2004, 2005, they bought some land. Somebody did, a ministry did, and it's in town. And they have these trails, and they built a first-century village.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've been there before, and it's a really neat experience to be able to go through it and just kind of picture what things were like.
And then they've got some animals there, and there's different spots. So it's not just like one thing. There's like a potter's place and another wine dresser stuff, and really neat kind of place. It kind of puts you in the mood for Israel when we're thinking about what did Jesus go through? What was this like when he was there?
Right.
So we leave that. That's the Nazareth village. And we do all of that. Now, by this time, it's the end of the day. So now we head back to our hotel, our new hotel. And our new hotel will be in the city of Tiberias. So if you picture the Sea of Galilee, Tiberias is going to be about a third of the way down the western coast. And it's a really nice city. It's been there for a long time. And we're going to be there. I don't know exactly where our hotel will be. I've stayed in the western part of the town. And we're going to stay I've stayed on the coast, and so both are good. And we're going to stay there, and the food's really good. And by this time, you'll be tired and ready to get in the hotel. And we'll stay in that hotel for a couple of days. We try not to move you to any more hotels than we have to. So we have our first night hotel, then we try to be in the Galilee, and then we try to be in Jerusalem. We try not to take extra trips because moving your luggage is...
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So, and it's nice having kind of, that place to go back to and where you're going for the night. So.
And you think of it as home. This is home.
And this is my home for 2 nights or 3 nights or however many nights you happen to be there. So
now, when we were there in 2006 with our kids, Some of the kids even went and swam in the Sea of Galilee. So I don't know if that will be an opportunity that the hotel affords
Depending
us.
on where
but
we are, right?
Depends on where we
Right.
are, right? You got anything you'd like to add?
Can't think of anything.
So what I'd like you to do is, if you have any questions, you can find my name on the website, Brook Hill website. You can find Kelly and Mrs. Gardner's name on the website. Shoot us some questions. We'll be glad to answer those things.
Absolutely.
And I brought her on because I know some of you know her better than you know me. Your kids know her, and just to get a different perspective, because you know I'm an old guy and she's a young woman.
Not
so
quite so old.
so she has a different perspective. So if you got questions about that, do keep in mind that if there's war going on, we don't go.
Right.
So you'll be asked to buy trip insurance, so that if something happens, you can get your money back for that. We'll be looking for down payments probably not too long after school starts, because we're just slightly under a year away. We can't book the flights until 11 months at the latest prior to when you fly. So we've still got a week or two. And once we get that done, we'll probably be sending out some prices so you know what to expect. But what I'd like you to do is tell your friends. If you have someone at the school,
Right.
someone not part of the school, someone in another state that you've spent time with that you would love to go to Israel and go to Israel with you, tell them about it. We will be glad to take them. If they're carry a different country's passport, things get complicated, but we can make that work too. So if you have a friend in Ohio, a family member, bring them on. We're going to cap the trip at 50. That fills up the bus with a couple of empty seats. So if I get a family of 4 and I already filled up 50, I can get that one last one. You know, if I had 47 seats left. If we get up to 70, we'll get another bus. But that's kind of our look there with that. So tell somebody, pass on the good news, and look for the website. I hope to have a link where you can tap into all these videos as we make them.
All right.
Thank you.
Sounds good.